This is Lindy, and welcome to my podcast where I'm going to talk a lot today about influence. Your influence, how to create your influence, what it means when you have clarity with influence, and how to actually live with influence so that you live in a life that's quality, in a life that is organic and it is authentic to your values. So I've been in medicine for most of my life. In fact, probably all of my life. I went into medicine when I was 19, and that was quite a few decades ago. And I studied nursing in the beginning, and then I moved into more natural medicine, naturopathy, herbal medicine, nutrition. And I learned that these were modalities that could actually help people stay well, be well, prevent them from being unwell. My journey in medicine as a nurse, I learned that people came into that world quite unwell, and there were very commonly and very often the solutions were not solutions, I suppose you would say. They were treatments for the symptoms, and so I thought there'd be a better way. And I found a better way, and I learned about natural medicine, I learned about kinesiology, and I learned about neurotraining. When I put all those things together, it gave me the ability to retrain somebody's nervous system. So to understand what that means is the foundation of learning how to come out of a habit that doesn't support you into a habit that does support you. So if you think about digestion, that if somebody has problems with digestion, they have bloating, they have indigestion, they have irritable bowel, they have all these things that cause them all kinds of problems. So they are unsupportive habits. They are habits that do not support health, well-being and recuperation. That's because the nervous system is stuck in this loop, and I refer to that loop as defense. The person is stuck in a flight, fight, freeze state, and the nervous system is running on little loops, like a little mouse on a treadmill, and it can't get off. It doesn't know how to get off. So what I have learned to do is help that person reset those neurological memories. Those memories are anchored in cellular function. So how do we do it? Well, there are genetic reflexes, there are lymphatic reflexes, there are blood reflexes, there's emotional reflexes, and that is the skill of a kinesiologist and a neurotrainer. And that's what I do. And the outcome is that the person comes out of their defenses, they stop having such stress in their nervous system, which is driven by their fears and all of the things they've learned how to protect themselves. And they come into a more conscious state of choice. They learn to process their emotions so that they can resolve the stress, and therefore the stress doesn't go into their digestive system and create all these physical symptoms. So it was a wonderful journey that I had along the way to learn all this. And I've had a practice for many years now, and I've used this learning and these treatments for people, and I've had really great results. And I'm very lucky. I feel really, really, really lucky to have learned all of this knowledge to share it with you and help you be the best person you can be. Along the way of developing my skill as a neurotrainer and kinesiologist and naturopath, I decided I would put a program together and put that into a format where people could invest in those programs and learn how to retrain their nervous system themselves at home. So I give credit to Andrew Verity and Jenny Beasley. They were foundational in building these programs, and I've learned these programs, and I have put them together in a way that that will help somebody to retrain their nervous system. Let's talk about how. How does this work? Well, I've got one program that's called the Mind, Body, Spirit Reset. It works on the emotional, the mental, the physical, and the meridian system. What does it do? Emotionally, it helps you come out of that defensive state. That defensive state is that flight and fight and freeze state where you are stuck in reptilian brain, in that hind brain, where all your emotional responses in a stress response are automatic. You actually don't have the processing ability. And that processing ability is for the emotion to come from the hindbrain through what we call the neocortex in the middle here, into the limbic system, right into the front here, where you have a rational thought, where you can process the emotion and not be so reactive and so automatic. I guess a really great example of that is road rage. You know, you have a perfectly normal person driving along, having a conversation, and everything's fine, and all of a sudden somebody cuts into front of them and they lose it, don't they? They just automatically start being really angry. That's that defensive response that is not processing, and that happens a lot in people's lives. So one of the modules in this Mind Body Reset course is to deal with that emotion, that emotional stress, and help you reset that emotional stress. Of course, there's the physical, there's the lymphatic system. One of the modules in that course is to help you reset your lymphatic system. And of course, the lymph will hold a lot of toxicity. And this is a much undervalued system. We think about the circulatory system, but the lymph will store a lot of toxins, a lot of hormones, a lot of debris. And so this is a process to eliminate those toxins and give you much better energy and clarity. There's also a circulatory reset, which will help your blood pressure and your oxygen to your cells and your whole cardiovascular system, which will give you way much more energy and clarity of thought. And the fourth module is about meridians, the meridian reset, which are the internal energy channels of qi. And when they are all functional and nourishing the organs and systems, your energy is much more congruent, much more constant, much more balanced, and prevents you from dropping down into exhaustion and developing your symptoms that are respiratory, digestive, cardiovascular. In fact, if you've got your meridian system in balance, you'll probably gain 10 to 15 years of better health on your life. So that's what that course is about, and it's a life-changing course. So I guess the question is, who is this market for? Who is this course for? Who would be interested in this course? And I would suggest that it would be for somebody or people who were serious about improving the quality of their life. They can be professional, they can be blue collar, they can be white collar. They need to have a desire, a wish to understand more about how their life can be better. They may have anxiety, they may have depression, they may have digestive issues, they may have a problem that they just can't quite resolve. That's definitely going to help them. They need to have the desire to invest in their well-being, to create and commit to change that's going to take 1, 2, or 3, maybe 4 months. This course can go over 4 months. The people who invest in this course will want to take a serious look at how to live a better quality of life on all levels: mental, emotional, physical, and in their spiritual states. And if they invest in that and do the work, I will guarantee that those changes will happen. I have another service, I guess, that I offer people, and it's my personalized coaching and mentoring program. So this is for people who are serious about wanting to make the best of their life. You may be a person who has reached a goal in their life and they're not quite sure how to move forward to the next goal. They may have some blocks. Maybe they have some beliefs that keep them stuck. Maybe they have some habits that keep them from moving to where they want to go. Maybe it's a state of emotion. Maybe it's an inherited belief. Maybe it's a familial belief. Maybe you're living out your parents' dream. So these influences, these beliefs, these attitudes, these patterns of thinking, these emotional time bombs really that keep you stuck and prevent you from actually living your potential. That's what I help you with, because those things, those obstructions are in your cellular memory. They are in your neurological state, and we can together with a one-on-one in a personalized program, we can move you from that to this. And I know this can happen, and I'll tell you why. Because when I was in my late 20s and 30s, I had no idea how I was going to reach the point of becoming a mentor and a coach. And I always knew it in my mind. I knew it deep in my being that that's what I was supposed to do. I thought I would be a teacher and I would teach people in that way. But it was never enough, because I became a teacher and it wasn't enough. So then I learned about neurotraining and kinesiology, and I learned about changing the way the defense mechanisms are and how they hold you back. And that's what I teach my private students. That's what I coach and mentor people with, to come out of those defensive patterns, to express their innermost truth and move into the person they know that they want to be. So if you're interested in that, I'm here to help you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed some of the information, if not all of the information that I've been able to share with you today. I've really had a fantastic time. I always enjoy sharing what I have. My goal in my life is to influence people in the most effective and the most positive way that I can possibly do. So if I've done that for you, and if I've inspired you to be more of a person than you are now, then I have achieved my goal. If you would like to be in touch with me, that would be great. Please get in touch with me. My email is info@renewyou.com.au, or you can go to my website, which is renewyou.com.au, and there's a contact page there. Please send me an email, send me a hello, and I would love to work with you. I'd love to show you more of what I do, and of course keep your ears and eyes out waiting for the next podcast, because we will continue the conversation, and I look forward to sharing more insights with you all. See you next time.